Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our live stream. I've just got back from Symphony of the Seas, which is technically the second biggest cruise ship in the world by about a meter, but it is the biggest cruise ship I've ever been on, and it's blew my mind. It blew my mind in every single way possible. So if you do have a question for me, and you could start it with question in capital letters, that makes it so much easier for me to pick out what is a question. And I'm going to do my best to answer as many as I can during this live stream. So nice to see so many of you in the chat already. So many comments already. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm in a slightly different corner of the room today. I've recorded a YouTube video this morning about my full Symphony of the Seas cruise. So that'll be, I think, about 25, 30 minutes long probably. It was about an hour and a half of recording. So yes, what does your t-shirt say, says Mike. So this is my t-shirt of the week. I think this may be, I don't know if it's my favorite or one of my favorite, definitely top 3 favorite t-shirts that I've ever designed. And it says, I wanted a cruise for my birthday, but all I got was this t-shirt. And I also have these in Christmas, Father's Day, and Mother's Day. And also you can get not just t-shirts, but you can get mugs, you can get luggage tags, you can get all kinds of things. And I've worked out how to put these on discount for the live stream without having to give you a code. So you don't have to do a code. If you just click on the link that's in the description, then it'll do it. Yes. Lou says, this is so strange listening in real time instead of double time. I do exactly the same. There's a couple of people who I will slow it down to 1.5 if I think they speak fast, but I watch everything on YouTube in double time. I edit my own videos in double time. So when I get comments that say, oh, you speak too fast, I'm like, I edited this in 2 times speed. For me, this seems so slow. So the cruise that I took, it was a week-long cruise from Barcelona. There is a heat wave in most of Europe at the moment, and it's called Cerberus. And even places like Italy and Greece, they're saying, they're putting out warnings and saying it's too hot. And I think if someone from Greece says it's too hot, their normal weather is too hot for me. So it was very, very, very warm. Very warm. If you can start your question with question, I'm just trying to find a good example, like this one, then it just makes it easier for me to pick out what is a question. And if you can keep the question short, because I don't really take the time to stop and read, so it's more likely that you'll have your question answered. So the first one is, how many bells and whistles did the ships have? Go-karts, water slides. It doesn't have go-karts. Go-karts is a Norwegian cruise line thing, but it has... oh my gosh, it has so much stuff. So it has an ice skating rink, it has an aqua theater, it has zip lines, it has surf simulators, it has ropes courses, it has this big street in the middle, it has normal theaters. It's basically like 7 different cruise ships stuck together. That's what it felt like to me. What was your number 1 takeaway from Symphony? It was really interesting for me to do a very different type of cruise. I do hear a lot of people say, oh, cruises, you never know that you're at sea. You can spend the whole time on the cruise. And I was thinking, no, that's not true. On this ship, it absolutely is true. You could spend a week on this cruise, never get off, and you would never mind at all because there's so much to do on this ship. If it went nowhere, if it stayed somewhere for a week, I would still book this cruise because it was so much fun. So much fun. Did you see Flight, says Stephen? Yes, I did. So this was a show that was in the theatre, and the kind of main show that they have is Hairspray, which is very good. It was about an hour and a half. But even when you go and see the normal theatre show, like a plane flew over my head when I watched this show. And I'm not exaggerating. A real plane, not a paper plane, a person in a plane came out the same way they do in like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and stuff like that, came out and flew over my head. So the budget that they have for entertainment and special effects and everything like that, I think I can't even imagine. They have so many people because they have a full theatre team, they have aqua theatre teams, they have ice skaters, so many. How was Chris? Yes, so I met Chris. Chris is a famous YouTuber. I don't know what to call him, but he is a person who works on board Royal Caribbean. He works in the casino. And when I said I was going on Symphony of the Seas, I think 50% of the comments were, find Chris, find Chris. So I found Chris. He's lovely. He's exactly the same as he is online. It's weird that I haven't met him before. Yeah, it was good. No, it was really cool. But I had to make a real effort to find him. I could be on that cruise for 7 days and never find him for sure. So many times I said to people, all right, nice to meet you. I'll see you around. Never saw them again. Were there long waits on Symphony? If so, mostly where? I never had to wait for anything. So I had fixed dining, so I walked straight into my table. I never had to wait for any bar. I don't think it wasn't really that busy. It sounds strange because there's 6,600 passengers on this cruise ship, but I've been on cruise ships that are a quarter of the size where I've had to wait so much longer. Like I took a cruise with Azamara and it was less than 1,000 passengers, I think, or around 1,000. And embarkation took 2 to 3 hours, whereas Symphony of the Seas, maximum 10 minutes. So I don't think it doesn't really seem like there's a massive correlation. How was the pool chair situation? We embark in 2 weeks. You could have had 20 pool chairs if you wanted, because it was so hot that I think most people couldn't go outside. So, but there is loads and loads of outside space, Yeah, Chris is going on Icon of the Seas. Yes. Yeah, I never met you. I was on board, but the ship was so big. Absolutely, yeah. Unless you say, I will meet you at this place at this time, you're not going to bump into someone. The ship is massive. How did you find the windjammer? I was impressed with the windjammer because it was one that was spread out. So there were 2 sides and a bit at the back. It was 3 times the size probably of the buffet that I had on Prima. But then there's not really like on Prima. You also have the indulge food hall. So it's kind of just spread out. But I thought the buffet was pretty good. I had donuts for breakfast. There were 9, I think, included places where you could eat. So many. Robert says, love your positive attitude, but have you ever had a cruise that you would never repeat? No. I would do any cruise again. I'm not saying that's because of my great planning. I don't know. But you're on a cruise, like, unless it is unsafe or unclean or something, I can't really imagine why I wouldn't do a cruise again. Bruce says, remember to hit like. Yes, if you can hit like, it just gives YouTube a good sign. It just says, yeah, allow this stuff to kind of follow me around the internet. Yeah, bad day on a cruise ship beats a bad day at work. Yeah, of course. Will you do an MSC World Cruise? I don't think so. I've done quite a few MSC cruises. I don't have any plans to do any world cruise. And if I was to do a world cruise, I don't think it would be MSC that I would pick. How did the food compare between royal and celebrity? I think I'm not the right person to ask because to me, I like them equally. I only found one thing that I didn't really like on Royal Caribbean, and that is where they tried to do a Yorkshire pudding and it didn't work out. But that's a very British thing. But for me, like I liked how much choice there was on Royal. Maybe the quality is better on celebrity, but I think if you're someone who's really a foodie, who cares about the ingredients, knows how things are cooked, you probably would prefer celebrity. But for me, no, I wouldn't describe myself as a foodie. I just eat what I like, and then I like it, and then that is all good. I didn't try Wonderland. No, 2 of the courses were just seafood, which I wouldn't want to eat. So, yeah. Would you recommend a bigger cruise or a smaller cruise for a first-time cruiser? Cruises have always freaked me out, but your channel is changing my mind. I think I would go for a middle ship. I wouldn't go for the smallest, oldest ship on the market. And I don't think I would recommend a cruise like Symphony of the Seas either, because it was a lot. It was constant. You know, if you wanted to be entertained every second of the day, you can. But it was so different from all the other cruises I've done. Did you use a WOW band? I didn't, and I didn't see anybody wear one. I didn't see any promotion of it. I never saw it mentioned. So, yeah, not sure. Jackie says, Emma's buzz cut days are over. Her new fundraising method is selling plushy Hudsons. Yes, so Jackie is talking about, I did Macmillan's Brave the Shave. I shaved my head once on a cruise ship stage and then once live on this channel for charity. And I'm not doing that anymore. So the thing that we do is we sell, for me, it's on this side, but I think it might be for you on that side. We sell soft toys of this guy who's called Captain Hudson. You can see one there. And the second one is being sent out very, very soon. So that's cool. For European cruises, are there decent burgers and fries? Depends on the cruise ship you're on. Depends on what you think a decent burger and fries are. Love your channel. Unrelated. Wondering how the fundraiser stuffed animal I ordered a month ago has not been received. Yeah, so the way that it works is it's not like there's a shop with these Captain Hudsons in them. What happens is I open the sales window for 3 weeks. We collect as many orders as we get. We got 1,828, by the way, which is crazy. And then they're made. So it normally takes around, they say 6 weeks for them to be made. I think it's going to be a little bit less. The original sort of when you ordered, the original date on there was end of August. And I think it's going to be a couple of weeks' time. So hopefully it'll be a couple of weeks, which is a bit earlier than schedule. Oh, yeah, Dan's in here. Hello, Dan. So Dan is my US travel agent, and he says we're stacking up Royal Caribbean bookings to get the exclusive onboard credit. Yes. So Dan, while I was on this cruise, bless, Dan was at home, and Emma, my UK agent, were at home, and they were talking to Royal Caribbean, and Royal Caribbean have given us some extra onboard credit that we can offer. So you would get whatever you would get booking. If you do it through my website, you get that plus more money for free. So I think that's pretty good. So thank you so much, Dan. Thank you, Emma, for staying at home and sorting that stuff out. Did you do any excursions? I didn't on this cruise. I've been to every port before. It was way too hot. After about 15 minutes outside, that was all I could manage. It was really hot. It was 33, 34 C every single day. And Brits are not made for that, not at all. Are there water fountains? On Symphony of the Seas, there's no water fountains that I remember. Some cruise lines do. If you go on like a P&O cruise, you do a Marella cruise, they do. But people will always, if you go to the bar and you ask for like tap water, normally that's fine. What is your opinion on Prima? I'm nervous about it as I normally only cruise Royal. I think if you like Royal Caribbean, you'll like Norwegian. If you like Norwegian, you'll like Royal Caribbean. They're not that different. Don't let either cruise line catch me saying that, because they both say that they're very different. But I think if you liked one, you would like the other. I did cruise on Prima recently, so if you check out those videos on my channel, I also created some for Norwegians YouTube channel. So if you go over there, you'll see that, which is so cool. So cool. I did everything. I went on the go-karts. I did the drop slides. Yeah, oh, it's crazy in a week. Thank you, Bruce, for my super chat. He says 200 likes in 11 minutes. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I don't know if you guys could guess. I had one guest on here once on my live stream, and that was when we broke the record for the most people watching. I was wondering if you might know who it is, maybe. How was the entertainment? It was phenomenal. There's no other word other than phenomenal. It was incredible. How does the pizza compare? On Royal Caribbean, there's a place called Sorrento's. It's open, I think, midday until 3 a.m. And it's like just quick American-style pizza. It's not like Italian style. It's just circles, pepperoni, Hawaiian, normal pizza. Water fountain. Oh, I see. They call the water fountain the aqua theater. Oh, there's an aqua theater on board. Yeah, that's not what I would say. Yes, my mum's got it. Tony. It was Tony. Gail's got it. Tony. Lou's got it. Tony. It was Tony. Yes, it was Tony. I saw Tony's video. I was just watching it before this about some changes that are coming to Princess. Talking about pizza, they're making Alfredo's, which is their pizza restaurant, not included on the cheapest cruise fare. And I'm always on the cheapest cruise fare with Princess. So that's a shame. I don't know if I would pay for it, but it's really nice. Have you ever cruised the Mediterranean? Yes. Oh my goodness. I cruise the Mediterranean more than anywhere else. Probably 10 of the cruises I've done have been in the Mediterranean. It's so easy from the UK. I mean, we can get to Barcelona in, hour and a half flight. So it takes all day at the airport and everything, but hour and a half flight normally. It's very, very cheap, and you get guaranteed sunshine, compared to England. Tom says, what cruise line would you recommend for a first-time cruiser? It doesn't matter that you're a first-time cruiser. It matters who you are and what you like. So if you go to emmacruises.com, I have a free guide on there that compares all of the major cruise lines on things like dining, how busy the schedule is, what the ships are like, and that is where I would recommend starting. I have also made like a little calculator thing on my website where you answer questions and it will fire you back a cruise line if you're just curious. Jonathan says, what does the rest of your shirt say under birthday? That's a surprise. So it is, I wanted a cruise for my birthday. You read that bit. I'm just going to put down my squash. I don't spill it on my computer. But all I got was this t-shirt. So I wanted a cruise for my birthday, but all I got was this t-shirt. We also have Father's Day, Mother's Day, and Christmas. And if anyone else can think of any others, just let me know. I do a discount every time we do a live stream, just for these live streams. Don't tell anyone else. And they're just automatically discounted now. So I worked out how to do that, which is cool. Those are just nice comments in here. Thank you. Is that a slightly smaller map behind you, or is my phone playing tricks? It is exactly the same size. I'm just further away from it. I sort of moved things around a bit when I was recording my video today. So I'm far away from this. I can't touch this. So it is just perspective, Squash is vodka. No, squash is a diluted juice. It's absolutely not vodka. You would ruin squash, I think, if you put vodka in it. Are you on Queen Mary 2 soon? No, I have no cruises booked on Queen Mary 2. My UK travel agent, Emma Otter, just did a transatlantic on Queen Mary 2, which looked really cool. But I don't have any booked at the minute. Do you have plans to try Queen Anne? I don't have any plans at the minute. But, you know, never say never. I would like to do it. It would be cool. T-shirt link, don't see it in the description box. If you just go emmacruisesshop.com, that is the website, and then it has like a banner. It says 10% off of this t-shirt for the next 24 hours, and it will just automatically do it, so you don't have to do anything. I forgot to put it in the pin comments, I think, but it should be in the description, or I would hope. Yeah, some are small. That one's just far away. Yeah, it's the same size as it always has been. The lighting for this live stream is very good. Thank you. So this is my lighting for my normal videos. So I have two big lights and I have a blue light here. I don't know if you can see that it is blue in that corner. Where is Hudson today? I don't know. He's not here. He probably will pop in, but I don't have the dreamies here. They're over there. Uh-oh. He won't be happy if he does come into the live stream. Thank you, Jackie, for sharing the link. Yeah, this is the link. I'm adding new designs all the time in there, so... Yeah, please check it out. Also, I just noticed I have a drink here, and it is in a Royal Caribbean cozy. Bet you can't guess what it is. I'm going to open it, though. I can't get the dreamies out because I have a table that is over this chair, and I would have to climb over it, and I have my pajamas on the bottom half, so I'm not climbing out of this chair. I do have more Royal Caribbean things, by the way, so this is just for the soda. And I have this here too. So I have this bag. I have a hat. Royal Caribbean hat. In case you wanted that. That's quite cool, actually. A hat. Still got the cardboard in it. Some cups, some bottles and stuff. And I'm giving away this to my newsletter. So if you're not already on my newsletter list, that is where I do giveaways whenever I have stuff to give away. And if you just go emmacruises.com/news, then I can send you emails. And that would be appreciated. I only send one email a week, and it just shows you where my videos are, what my latest content is. I get messages all the time that say, Emma, you haven't published a video in ages. I have. I publish every 2 weeks at least. How did you find the music on this cruise? It was too loud for me. I don't really remember any background music anywhere. I remember sometimes being in the buffet or something and thinking like, it's Panic at the Disco. That's cool, but like a random choice. But I never thought it was too loud anywhere. Chug it. I'm not going to chug it. The hat is kind of cool. Yeah, it is. It is. So yeah, I'm also thinking, let me know if this is a good or a bad idea, but I have so many of these t-shirts because before I put a design on my site, before I put anything on there, I want to test it. So I have every single design myself. And as much as I wear them, you know, I always wear my embarkation t-shirt. I wear my disembarkation t-shirt. Now we have port day t-shirts, sea day t-shirts, the cookies t-shirts, the Hudson t-shirts. I have so many, more than I could ever wear. So I was thinking, I don't know if it would be weird to give away some of the t-shirts that I have. Let me know if that's weird. But if not, then I'll do it. And I might do just what is my favorite comment on the live stream or something, favorite question, and then you can have a t-shirt if you want it. Or if you think of any other ways, just let me know. Lou says, no Kevin today, must be hiding in Canada. Must be. Emo at the buffet. Yeah, exactly like that. It was great. I loved it. It was fantastic. All things equal, would you always choose a Pepsi ship over a Coke ship? If everything else was exactly the same, of course I would. Yeah, but there's no ships like that. Almost every ship has Coke. On Royal Caribbean, they have my favorite drinks package, even though it is Coke, because you get a cup and you can just fill it up at the soda machines. You don't have to always go to the bar. Sometimes it's kind of annoying having to go to the bar and then you wait and then you have to sign for it. And it's like a $3 soda or something. So I like the cups because you still can go to the bar, and I do, but sometimes you just want to fill up your cup, go back to your cabin, sit on your balcony, and then for me, it was watch a silent disco, watch an aqua theatre show, because I had the cabin that faced into the ship. It didn't face the sea, it faced into the middle of the ship, which in some ways was good, in some ways was not good. Not everyone would like it. I quite liked it. I quite like people watching and sort of being in a party, but not really being in it. Would you ever go on an Oasis class ship again? Yes, absolutely. No question. Yes, I would love to. Would you post the link again? It is just emmacruisesshop.com. I should really get a little banner that says emmacruisesshop.com and I can put it up. But it should be, or if you go to emmacruises.com, just press the shop button. It'll be there. But I'm sure someone else will share it in the chat. Jamie says, watch a silent disco. Don't you participate? I do, but the silent disco went on until about midnight. I left, I think, just after 11. And then I could sit and watch everybody else randomly burst into like Justin Bieber, or they were doing, I don't even know what dances and claps and stomps and stuff. It was quite interesting. Yeah, I don't think the Pepsi thing is going to win, like as much as I prefer Pepsi. There's some weird questions in the chat. I just wanted to say thank you so much to all of the moderators who look after these chats. I appreciate you all very, very much. I see all the work that you do. Thank you, Jackie, for sharing the link. Have you considered a cap sleeve t-shirt for women? So at the minute, all I have is a regular t-shirt and I have vest tops. I think that's a Britishism. Tank tops if you're from the US. We also have hoodies. We have kids t-shirts. We have toddlers t-shirts. That's it for now. Not saying never, we might do V-neck and stuff, but these t-shirts are just my favorite. If I'm going on like a long flight, these are the t-shirts I will wear. They're super comfy. They're really quite long as well. They never ride up, which is good. And we've had a lot of good reviews about them, so I'm not keen on changing. Which cookie was your favorite? I think actually Royal Caribbean have overtaken Celebrity in terms of cookies for me, which is strong. Also, I'm looking at myself on this and I'm thinking that's not really what my face looks like. The lighting is good, but it's not that good. But I know what's happened. StreamYard, who are the third party that I use, are touching up my appearance, which is so weird. Whenever you go on TikTok, it automatically filters your face. Same with Instagram. It is weird, but it's making me look quite shiny and good, I guess. So I'll take it. But my skin is not this good in real life, I don't think. What you see in my regular videos, that's more what I actually look like in real life. When do you think P&O UK will make another ship? Say Dave and Bill. Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I think they've sort of, Iona and Arvia were a test that's gone quite well. But also you can still get very, very cheap cruises on those ships. I've booked one. So I don't know. I do not know. How is traveling from London to Southampton these days? Is there a potential rail strike? There is always a potential rail strike, but I will say the rail strikes are quite nice in that they don't just pop up. They tell you sort of sometimes months in advance. You can check if there's going to be any strikes that day. How exhausted was Captain Hudson after a week on Symphony? So he came with me. We got an invite to the bridge. So Captain Hudson got to meet the other captains, which was very, very cool. He was in the park. He was in the plants and stuff. He saw an aqua show. He was looking after my cabin sometimes. He was riding on the towel animals that would show up in my room. So I think he's taking a break. There's version 1 there. Version 2 is just, you can't see him, but he is just here. Version 2 is right here. What about Holland America? I haven't cruised with Holland America. Nicole says, waiting on my cookies t-shirt ordered 4 weeks ago. Something has gone very wrong there. Email them and they'll give you a refund straight away. It's normally within a week to the US. And then we say 2 to 3 weeks to the UK because they come from a factory in Florida. But if it is getting towards 3 weeks, that's really, really weird. And I've never heard of one taking 4 weeks. So yeah, just send them an email. They'll just give you a refund. Or yeah, the only time I've heard of this happening is someone who put in the wrong address. So double check, but that is not normal. Oh, Connie says, you look lovely as always. You do look warm. Oh, okay. I don't feel warm. I think it's just these bright lights. It's very, very sunny. I do have my fan on now. I don't know if you guys were here for the live stream where I didn't have a fan. That was very hot. Did anyone recognize you or Captain Hudson? Yes, people from all over the world, which was really cool. On this cruise, I would say, I don't know, say maybe a third were from Spain, a third were from the UK, and then a third were from the US, Australia, every other country. When will Captain Hudson be available again? I'm not sure, because what I will do is I will wait for these ones to arrive, hopefully in a couple of weeks, and then I will go back to the drawing board and design version 3. That normally takes a couple of months, and then he'll take a couple of months to come again. So towards I don't know, towards the end of the year, maybe. Jamie says, who delivers in the UK? Royal Mail are very slow. Normally it's UPS. So, yeah, I don't know. Going on Iona in a few weeks. Is there any way to get an early embarkation time? Not really, other than if you are very proactive with filling out all the forms and stuff as soon as they become available. I think they fill up in that way, but not really, not really. What is the weather like in the UK? It's been raining. It's been a bit weird. Been a bit weird. It's so nice I see questions, and when I don't get a chance to answer them, other people can answer them because they know the answers, which is so cool. I've never done a transatlantic cruise. I can't answer that one. That one's not for me. Not a question, but you need to find a cruise line that allows cats. Cunard is one that allows cats, but the cats have to stay in the cattery. And I would do it, I guess, if I was moving across. And then, yeah. Alison says, thanks for saying disembarkation and not debarkation. Debarkation doesn't sound like a word to me, disembarkation. I get a lot of comments about schedule and schedule. Onboard schedule. I don't know. People love free stuff no matter what it is. Yeah, to the t-shirt giveaways. Yeah, maybe. I'm going to try and do sort of the stuff that I buy on the ships, the ones that kind of go with the cruises on my newsletter. I think it's just going to go to everyone who's subscribed or automatically entered. And then we can do other ones here, I think. Oh my gosh, I thought I got to the bottom of the comments and it jumped down. Oh, why do I not get notifications? So I try and do these live streams at the same time every day, and the not every day, every week. If I'm at sea, it's not normally that easy, but sometimes I manage it. I did manage it on Symphony of the Seas. The internet was all right. I thought from my end it looked pretty good. I've come back and I have looked, since, and the quality's not fantastic. It's all right. It worked. So yeah. So for people asking when these videos are going to come out, so the first thing we're going to do is the cabin video. So I had what is called a inside neighborhood balcony. So it looked down on the boardwalk. It didn't look out to sea. And that one's going to come out first. It's much easier to edit a cabin video than a full video. I recorded the full video today. The bit of me talking is about an hour and a half. It'll be about 25 minutes, I think, once it's edited. And there's like 1,000 different clips to go through. So I think probably next week will be the cabin one, and then maybe the week after. Jamie says, how did Symphony compare to Edge? Which did you prefer? I don't think I preferred either. I kind of thought these are very different things, and they both do it very, very well. I went with my mum on Edge, and my mum would prefer Edge. And I went with my boyfriend Jono on Symphony, and Jono would prefer Symphony. So they're both very good at what they do. They're very, very different. Edge is a lot more sort of adult. It's a lot more, I think it's luxurious and adult. Royal Caribbean is a family cruise line. It's very, very entertaining constantly. Some people would find that tiring. I thought it was really cool. I would be in the pub, I just had a drink in the pub. And then all of a sudden you look outside and there's Vikings and pirates running up and down the main street. And that's exactly what happened. So Edge was very sort of like sit in this nice bar and look at the ocean. It's very ocean focused, and Symphony is very inward focused. My mum says, I think I would look funny squeezed into one of your pre-loved t-shirts. I don't think, Mum, I think if you're family, you're probably disqualified from my quiz, from my contest. But also you have Emma Cruise's t-shirts anyway, so appreciate it. Bill says, did you ever hire an editor to help you with post-production? My brother is helping me out, and it is amazing. So you may have seen my last videos about Celebrity Edge. My brother did those, obviously with a lot of, it looks the same as mine because it has a lot of instruction from me, but it has saved me so much time, and he is fantastic. He's doing a brilliant, brilliant job. Yeah, lots of people say I would hate a balcony like that, and a lot of people would hate it. If you're someone who needs it to be quiet to sleep, it was not quiet because it's in the middle of the ship. You look out over the aqua theater, you look out over people doing things. But if you're someone who wants, wants to see those things, then it's really, really cool. It was cheaper than a normal balcony. Like, that's why I booked it. It was about £250 more than an inside, and it was going to be like another 300 for a regular balcony. So it suited me. Do you think a cruise that costs £170 per person for 3 nights touring the Greek islands is good? Yeah, it sounds pretty good to me. Pretty good. Still looking for a good deal. Are there any special sites? So there are many. There are hundreds of sites to sell cruises. All of the cruise line sites, of course, and then all of the big travel agents. What I like to do is I like to use an American site. I don't book through the site, but I look at the American site called Vacations to Go, because it's very sort of basic, and you can filter by the next 90 days. You can sort by cabin price. You can do just solo. You can do repositioning cruises. I will look at there just to sort of work out what is happening where. Then I'll normally go to the cruise line's website, see, a bit more information about it. And then I work with travel agents in the UK and the US. So for that sort of one-on-one travel agent experience, I copy and paste the itinerary. I say, add me this quote. Can you do me a package? Can I have 2 nights before? Can I have flights from this airport? It comes back, and then I book through my travel agents. So that's what I do. But I do look at a lot of different websites. Bear in mind, though, especially if you're from the UK and you're looking at American websites, they don't normally include taxes. They don't normally include fees. I wouldn't look at it for the prices necessarily. I mean, you can kind of see how expensive it is, but the UK version is going to be a lot closer to what it actually is, of course. Jonathan says, sailing on Queen Mary 2 in a few months, how did you handle gratuities added to the final invoice or pay in cash? So I almost always prepay my gratuities. When I book the cruise, it says, do you want to prepay? I just prepay. In the UK, we're not hot on tipping. We don't tip that much, and it's just weird for me. I don't like it, so I prefer just to pay, and then it's done. An 11-year-old boy in the UK, amazing, going on a cruise, just like I did. I was 11 on my first cruise on Norwegian Breakaway. Any tips for embarkation? So Norwegian do have an app, and you can do pretty much everything in the app before you get to the cruise port. My tip would be, the more you can do before you actually physically get there, the better. But it's pretty easy embarkation on Norwegian. It's kind of like you go in, you go to a desk, you give them your passport, they check you've booked the cruise, you go through security, they're just checking you don't have any weapons or any like big things of alcohol or anything like that. And then you're on the cruise. So that's pretty easy, Yeah, Vacations to Go is only cruise only. Yeah. I almost always book it through like as a package. It's so much easier. I have my last 2 cruises, I've flown out to Barcelona on the day of the cruise, and a lot of people will say don't do that. But because I have booked it as a package through my travel agent in the UK, if it goes wrong, she has to sort it out, not me. And she has been. Recently, we've had some flights cancelled, and she's been awake in the middle of the night changing people's flight so they can make the cruise, and she would do that for me. So it's okay, I think. And it's not so much, people always say to me, oh, you're so tight not spending an extra day in Barcelona. It's not about that. It is about the time. You can't always just take an extra day to go, especially if you've got annual leave. An extra day is a lot. So it depends. Obviously, don't do like a transatlantic flight or something. But if you are booking through a travel agent like the ones I work with, then it'll be okay. Do not worry. Do not worry. And if it's not okay, someone else will sort it out for you. Cruising P&O to Norway soon. Question, will we have to pay for every tea, coffee and water if we don't buy a drinks package? So there's certain places where the tea and the coffee and the water is always included if it's just like tap water. If you get bottled water, they'll charge you. And tea and coffee, if you go somewhere, like if you go to the buffet, it's free. You can just get it yourself. Or if you're in your cabin, you have a kettle on P&O, you can just do it for free. But if you're in a bar and you order a tea, it'll cost you, like, it's not that much, but it'll cost you whatever it costs you. So quite often, if I'm going to get a tea, I'll just walk to the buffet, get a tea. You can take it in any other bar. It's totally fine. But yeah, the normal bars, and if if you're out, somewhere and you order a coffee, it'll cost money. Quite a lot of cruise lines have like premium coffee as well, like a Starbucks or a Costa, and they're more expensive. What was your favorite complimentary dining spot on Symphony? Ooh, tricky. I think the place that I don't think it's my favorite. I don't know. But the place that I visited the most was probably the cafe that's in the Central Park. So there is a park in the middle of this cruise ship. And it's, even if this park was on land, you would think that's a very impressive park. But it's on a cruise ship. And in there, you can get like sandwiches and fruit and cookies. And there's a soda machine. So we would go there quite a lot. There's also the buffet. There's a Mexican buffet, which is pretty good. You can get tacos and stuff. There's a hot dog stand that's included. The main dining rooms are included. There is quite a lot. We always take tea. Oh, I just get it from the buffet. Yeah, I normally drink peppermint tea. That's my tea of choice. So when I'm in the buffet, I'll just grab a few and then take them back to my cabin. I'm sure you could ask them, but I can do it myself. What is a good cruise line for the Greek islands? There's so many to choose from. I don't think it matters that you go into the Greek islands. I think it is what is a good cruise line for Robert, who wants to go to the Greek islands. So it's kind of like which of the cruise lines that would suit you are in the Greek islands. So you could go on a Virgin Voyages cruise, but not everyone will like that. You could go on a Celestial cruise, which is the Greek cruise line. Not everyone would like that. Again, if you go to my website, if you use the calculator on there, if you download the free guide, that'll give you an idea of like, that one sounds terrible, that one sounds good, that one sounds great, and then you can see which ones are in the Greek islands. I think it's better to do it that way around. Yeah, Rich says most people don't know about the cafe in the solarium, and it's normally the best. Yeah, it's kind of like, it felt to me just like a sort of cut down, more calm version of the regular buffet. The regular buffet, it wasn't as busy as I would expect how many people were on there. But obviously, if you go for the last 10 minutes of breakfast, it's pretty busy. But I've been on much smaller ships where the buffet was way busier. But the solarium one was always quieter. I agree. I don't think people knew it was there. Thanks, Jackie, for sharing my link. Yeah, so I have had a world of problems this week with all of these scammers on my Facebook page. It's almost impossible to use, trying to get in our Facebook group, trying to sell my t-shirts through dodgy websites, which is not good. And any day, places like our Facebook group could just disappear. Any day, Instagram, Twitter, even YouTube could disappear. And the only way I can actually guaranteed get you a message is email. So if you can give me your email here, I would really, really appreciate it. Because it is a never-ending battle. It is. And I have moderators who look after my Facebook group for me and have done for many, many years. And oh my goodness, I could not do it without you guys. I appreciate it very, very much. Do they have multiple buffets on Symphony, or was it just bigger? It's one buffet that's split into two sides and the back, and then there's other places that are like the Mexican buffet that's outside, and then the other buffet that's in the solarium, and then the cafe that's in the park, and then the cafe that's in the central street, and then the pizza that's in the central street. Whereas on some cruises, you would just find pizza in the buffet. Hope that makes sense. So it's kind of spread out everywhere. Captain Hudson needs a special outfit to go on Virgin Voyages. Something red and sexy. I don't know about that. If you go in any Build-A-Bear, you could get little clothes for him, I'm sure. But yes, this one has a life jacket with a cookie in his pocket. And version 3 is going to be Formal Night Hudson, so he's going to have a little tuxedo, I think. I'm not sure how we're going to work it out, but yeah. Rich says, sorry your success is coming at such a harsh look into human stupidity. Yeah, much worse things happen that I do not wish to talk about on here. But it's just annoying with all the Facebook stuff. Sean says, did you do the Flow Rider again? No, and I never want to do it again. I did it once, and that is plenty. It was scary. It's the surf simulator, if people don't know. And the water comes at you at 30 miles an hour. And the worst part is that there's people lined up and there's seats. So people are sat there looking at you. And we sat there and looked at other people do it sometimes, and it's great fun. But most of them were really good. I'd never done it before. But I did it on Independence of the Seas. And I did it then mostly because we were cruising in October. And it was in like Northern Europe, so it was cold. No one was outside. No one was watching me. And I thought, this is the time I'm going to give it a go. And I managed to get to my knees. I was very happy with that. And that's a success. So I'm calling it there. I'm calling it there. What are the second and third biggest ships you've been on, says Tom. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Probably it's one of the MSC ships, like Virtuosa or Seaview. In terms of passengers, I think they're some of the biggest. Oh, I've also done sort of Costa Smeralda. I think she's pretty big in terms of passengers. Yeah, I think maybe one of those would be my guess. Don't people lose their suits in the flow rider? Yes, yes. There are many videos of people. That's another thing. Other people film other people. Many broken bones and people losing their swimwear. And yeah. Jan says, have you ever been asked for autographs from your fans on board? I haven't. And I'm glad because I don't have a signature, I don't think. Normally people ask for a photo, which is totally fine. Normally it's when I've sort of just come in from the port and I'm sweaty and just, yeah. But always I will say yes to a photo. I've never said no to one. But no one's ever asked me for a signature. But I don't think I have a signature really. So I'd have to make one up for Emma Cruises. Yeah, the biggest ship is Symphony, unless you've been on Wonder. Yeah, the biggest ship I've been on is Symphony, for sure. But not sure about the second and the third. I didn't go on any water slides, no. No particular reason. I just didn't. I just didn't. It was kind of too... I know a water slide would be good. It sounds like it's good when it's hot, but you have to stand on those steps and everything. And I didn't cruise with anyone who wanted to go on the slides. So, no, I didn't. I did not. Yeah, Jonathan says, that is smart. Once you succeed, doing it again only means nothing has changed, or you do worse and erase your previous good feelings. Exactly, that's my thought. I was like, we're ending on a high. I managed to go to the side to get off instead of everyone else flips and hits the back wall. And the bottom looks squishy, but it is, if you hit that, it is hard. It is hard. So, yeah. Yeah, Icon's going to have 1,000 more guests and 200 more crew. Yeah. I know the mainstream media has gone a little bit crazy about Icon lately, and I've seen a lot of comments about it and news articles and stuff. But I think she's 9% bigger from when I did the maths than Symphony, so it's not. It still is huge, but it's not that crazy. Keep in mind that the 11-year-old is still watching. So I do get some comments sometimes that say like, we like how family friendly your videos are, and that's because I know. My gran watches my videos. She's in her 90s, and my nieces watch my videos, and they're children. So I have to go all the way from children to people in their 90s. And I'm sure if you were in your hundreds, there's nothing I say that is offensive. I would say that, you cannot say any single thing on YouTube without it being offensive. I talked recently and I said, I took a cruise with my brother and I booked a room with 2 beds. And you would think that is a very normal thing to do, right? But there's comments that range from disgusting things I can't say about why I would want to share a room with my brother, all the way to, oh, you're such a prude for not wanting to share a bed with your brother, and everything in between. It's really weird. So I think I've learned on YouTube there is nothing you can say that's gonna everyone agree with it. I said the other day I'm from the UK and someone complained about that. So you might as well say whatever you actually want to say. That's what I think. Why do some cruise ship companies not offer trips to the Mediterranean during winter? Cruise ships really just move where people want them to be. Most people don't want to be cruising places like Norway when it's dark 20 hours a day. Some people do, and there's some cruise lines for that, but they're going to make more money if they send those ships to the Caribbean. So there's decades and decades of data, I'm sure, that they have, and they're companies that want to maximize their profits and their sales. Hugh says, if you hadn't discovered cruising, do you think you would have gone for all-inclusive holidays or just something other than holidays? I don't know. I've never done an all-inclusive holiday, I don't think. I've done some half-board holidays, but I think now, if I went to that, I would find that really, really boring, because I'd be like, we're still in the same place. We've been here for 7 days. Yeah. Yeah, nothing as controversial as Coke and Pepsi. I know, and I put ketchup on pizza, and that drives people crazy. But in the pizza restaurant on Royal Caribbean, where they only serve pizza, they have a ketchup machine. So I'm saying Royal Caribbean, agree with me. Is there a message board for newbies that you recommend besides your lovely lives? You could join us in our Facebook group. That's a pretty good place. Facebook is kind of, I have a love-hate relationship with Facebook, but we have a lot of lovely people in that group. If you wanted to join our Patreon, you can join us in our Discord chat. That's like a smaller version of that. And you'll see a lot of the same people who are in the chat, which is really nice. How far in advance do you book your cruises? Do you look for any last minute deals? I look at last minute deals all the time, but also I'm someone who plans a bit more. So normally I can't do them, but I've made a real conscious effort to not plan as much. So I'm hoping to do some last minute ones soon. David says, just came through the door. What does your t-shirt say? That's good timing, I think, to answer this question. So it says, I wanted a cruise for my birthday. I hope this is the right way round for you, by the way, because for me, it's wrong. But it says, but all I got was this t-shirt. Whoa, this is like a test of my arm muscles. That looks cool. And I do every live stream, I do a discount on the t-shirt that I'm wearing for 24 hours. So if you add this or the kids ones or the toddlers ones, it'll automatically do the discount. So you don't have to worry about discount codes or anything. Ooh, good question. I'm a trans guy. Would I have a hard time on a cruise, especially at formal night, or would people leave me be? People would leave you be. No one is worrying about anybody else on a cruise, I don't think. I always get comments about like, will people look at me if I do this or I wear this? No one cares about anyone else, I don't think, on a cruise. Especially if you're on a big ship like Symphony of the Seas, you will never see someone twice. So you'll be totally fine. Do not worry. Do not worry. It is the right way around. Oh, good. Good, good, good. I'm glad. Yeah, exactly. Ketchup is made from tomatoes and so is pizza sauce. Exactly. So why is it okay to have tomato sauce under the cheese, but not on top of the cheese as well? I don't know. I think it's good. Where on your site is the sign up for Third Captain Hudson? If you go just on emmacruises.com, click Get Captain Hudson in the menu, then you'll find it. Or it's emmacruises.com/Hudson Toy, I think. But if you press Get Captain Hudson, that is the button. Yeah, people agree. People agree. Also, one of my most controversial opinions, as pointed out here, is eating scones like a sandwich. Yeah, definitely. Now that your hair is back, are you thinking about cutting it again for charity? No. Absolutely not. I've shaved my head twice every time I think it's a good idea. And it's fine when you have a shaved head. It's okay at that point. But it's that growing out of your hair stage. When it's 1 inch tall, it'll only stick up in all different directions. It is terrible. I'm happy to have it a bit longer now. So I'm not doing it again. We've raised, I think, £27,000 in total, which I think is $38 or something thousand with Captain Hudson. And I didn't have to shave my head for it. And it's so fun. Like we go in, I look in our Facebook group. I am making a separate website for all the pictures of Hudson, but at the minute they're in the Facebook group and I get to see where he's been. And it is so cool. It sort of brings everyone together. Richard says, where did you get the map? I have checked Amazon and can't find one I like. It is from a company that's in Ukraine. And if you check out the description down there, you'll find it. Or if you go on emmacruises.com, there's a big get the map button. If you click that, it'll do it. What is the best cruise line for vegetarian food? It is Azamara. No questions asked. Azamara, 100%. Easy peasy. Pineapple on pizza? Yes. Pineapple on doors? No. Depends if you want it on your door. If you want it on your door, totally fine. Don't shave the real Captain Hudson. I hadn't even considered that. I would never do that. Although, I mean, no, I won't. But can you imagine he would look like a lion if we just left him like a mane and the little fuzzy feet? That would be so cute. So cute. Ooh, Shona says, hubby has bought me a 50th birthday cruise to the Caribbean in December. Will it be rough weather? Have you been? Yes. Well, yes, I have been. And no, it shouldn't be rough weather. No one knows what the weather's going to do, but you should be fine. But I've done 3 Caribbean cruises. So I've done the Eastern, the Western, and the Southern, which is very, very cool. I love it. Thank you, Jackie, for sharing the link to my Hudson. I appreciate it. It is the moderators in the chat who can share the links. They have the link power. And they're just sort of grabbing the links and putting them in. I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, Jackie. Um, There's some questions where I look at them and I'm like, I can't answer that in 10 minutes. So, uh, yeah, real Hudson would be very worried with that line statement. You know, real Hudson, he can't understand English. As much as I talk to him in English and he meows back to me, and I think I've made him quite vocal by always talking to him, but he doesn't understand. What is your favorite thing about Royal Caribbean? I think it's just constantly being entertained. I mean, the ice skating shows were fantastic. For me, it looked like a big ice skating rink because I don't go ice skating. But I'm sure if you're a professional ice skater, that rink is kind of small and they go right to the edges. They swing people around and their heads are like really scary, but really, really good. And I got to see one show in the front row just because I was there early. And it's just amazing. I don't know how people do it. And also the aqua shows, people were diving, like they're Olympic heights diving boards. People were doing tight ropes. People were flicking through the air upside down. They had synchronized swimming. They had everything. I tried to sort of, when I was watching the synchronized swimming, I tried to hold my breath whenever they were under the water just to see if I could hold my breath that long. And I could hold my breath that long but I was just sitting there watching. Thank you to my mum for sharing my seasickness tips. Yes. Andy says, can you explain gratuities to me? I've pre-booked a drinks package and dining. Do we have to pay it on top? So there's different types of gratuities. On most American cruise lines, they will charge you a daily gratuity. And that is, in theory, so that you don't have to tip anybody on board. It's just like, right, you've paid $10 per day or $15 per day. That's it. The tips are done. With drinks packages and dining, it's a bit more tricky. If you're from the UK, it's different to if you're from the US, I believe. Because if you're in the UK and you've booked a drinks package or you've booked a dining package, that is it. You've paid online, that is it. You're not going to get any extra charges. In the US, sometimes if you book a drinks package or if you get it included, you still have to pay those gratuities. So that's a bit weird. So I kind of need to know a bit more. And I think this is where a good travel agent is worth their weight in gold. So if you book through a travel agent, ask them. This is exactly the kind of thing that they should know. Yeah, Lou says, no, you don't pay more. Most of the time you don't. There's some situations, though, where people have sort of been hit with, they booked a drinks package and then they've realized that they have to pay the gratuities on that. And yeah. Yeah, I'm a hockey player and that rink is small. Yes, and there's so many of them as well. It's not just like there's 4 ice skaters. I don't know how many there were, but at least 10 of them. And they would be on the rink like at the same time, which is just crazy. My dad's in here and he says, if you haven't hit the thumbs up button yet, please do. It really helps. Yes, this is from my dad, so you can know that it is true. But it does help. It just gives YouTube a good sign, not just for the live streams, but also for the regular videos. And it's more likely that they will pop up on when you're on the homepage or when you're browsing. You should see my face. Jamie says, is it time for the quick fire round? Yes, we're in the last 10 minutes. Quick fire round. Fire the questions. This hour goes so quickly. It does. It does. Well, yeah, good point. My cat goes crazy when I say, are you hungry? I think he understands. Yeah, I think so. I think they recognize phrases, but I don't think they understand. If I say, Hudson, I'm going to shave you to look like a lion, he's not going to be like, he wouldn't know what that means. And if I said it in my like Dreamy's voice, then he would be like, okay, yay. Dad knows best. Yes. Yeah, cats do understand. They choose to ignore you. Yes, of course. What age range is Royal Caribbean most focused around? I think it is a family cruise line. So it's focused on, let's say, a family that has some adults and some children. That's probably it. They're quite good for teenagers, I think. Older children, younger children. There are lots of, adults without kids on there too. But there's also older people on there. Like, I don't think there's really anyone that would not fit in on a Royal Caribbean cruise. It's very, very spread out. I think that's it. Yeah, Rich said you said it and now he's not coming around. I know, and he was in here on this chair earlier. I was recording my full Symphony of the Seas video and he's wandering through the back, so you'll see him when that video comes out. Oh, Jeffrey says, I've learned so much in this hour. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I really enjoyed these live streams. It was not my plan to do a live stream every week when I started doing live streams in March of 2020, when we had that free time. But every one that I've done since then is available on my channel. So if you're ever, washing up, doing the dishes, as you would say, or putting your washing away, or doing the laundry, as you might say, and you want just someone in the background, I always like someone in the background. I watch a lot of live streams, then feel free. You can watch one from 2 years ago if you want. When do you stream? I normally do them at 5 p.m. UK time on Fridays. If I'm at sea, I try, but sometimes I can't because of the Wi-Fi. So normally it's Friday at 5 p.m., which is 12 p.m. Eastern for most of the year, apart from there's a couple of weeks where we change at different times. Are you on X, meaning Twitter? Yeah, I'm on Twitter, and I'm going to keep calling it Twitter. And I'm Emma Cruises on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and everywhere. Now I'm expecting Hudson to appear. Dreamies. I heard you say Dreamies. I have to say it in the right voice for him to appear. But he's not here. I don't know where he is. But he is off somewhere. Repotting a houseplant as I'm watching you. Amazing. I have no skills with plants at all. I did see a thing, and it was like, did I kill that plant, or did the plant not have what it takes to survive in this atmosphere or something? That's it. It's not my fault. Oh, Rich says you are dedicated to your live streams, even doing them from your cruises. Yeah, I do like them because I'm excited. And when I'm on the cruise, I'm like, not that I want to get home and get the videos edited, but I'm excited to get home and get the videos edited and get sharing things. So, yes. How many siblings do you have? I have one. I have one brother. Little brother, but he's taller than me. So. Hudson's got a lady friend. Yeah, I think so. I think he does. I think our neighbor's cat is his girlfriend. That's what I always say. Tim says, have I been blocked? The fact that I can read that means no. But the moderators in the chat do have the power. Liv also says no. My sister keeps dead plants, so much easier to care for. I keep plants like this, which are plastic. That plant's been exactly the same for many years. Hello from Wendy's. Oh my goodness, we have Wendy's here in the UK now. I went to one. We have one in Brighton. I'm not sure I get it. I don't know that I understand the hype, but it was perfectly fine. Nice enough. Hudson is hiding from the haircut he has coming. Yes, maybe. Perhaps he is. I don't think you can do this. I don't think you can summon. It would be amazing if he showed up, but I'm looking at. I don't see him. I'm sorry. Andy says, hope Royal Caribbean notice you and give you trips. Oh, well. I would like to do something with Icon. I think that would be really, really cool. But watch this space. I've kept some space in my diary. Yeah, square burgers. Why? I don't know. Love Wendy's fries or chips. I guess so. I don't know. I had a very disappointing Burger King in Barcelona Airport. And I actually spent more in Barcelona Airport on that Burger King than I spent on my cruise on food. Because the only food I bought was Johnny Rockets, which was very good. I was craving some onion rings, and that was really nice. And that was it. Apart from going in the casino, I did my $10 casino spend that I normally do, and I lost it pretty fast. Robin's cooking dinner while I watch. Yes, nice. Good thing is Jono's cooking my dinner while I do this live stream. Yes, very good. Yeah, square patties are better on a round bun than round patties. I'm not sure. Jamie says, best at-sea burger. Oh, there's a few that come to mind. So I don't know if this one's still the best because I had it about 5 years ago, but I was on a Viking ocean cruise and they have a poolside grill and the food, oh my goodness, it was amazing. I think I had like avocado on it and salsa and like all of these fancy things and halloumi and stuff. So good. But also possibly the Impossible vegetarian burger that they have on Azamara. I think I had that 3 times maybe in a week. That was really, really good. Oh, doing the unlimited specialty dining on my next cruise and plan to utilize it. Yes, utilize it. Absolutely. I am sort of, I don't know. So there's a restaurant on Royal Caribbean called Wonderland, and on the menu are soil and pebbles. Weird, right? But I'm sort of tempted, so I could make a YouTube video that says I took a cruise and ate soil. But it's expensive. Yeah, Lou agrees with me. Viking burgers are really good. I think all the food on Viking is good, right, Lou? I think so. Are you not tempted to stick a Henry Hoover face on your microphone? I've never considered that, but now maybe I will. Oh, Heather says, thanks for the live stream while I pack for my back-to-back cruise on Virgin, a week in the Med. Oh, lovely, lovely. I hope it's a bit cooler for you maybe than mine was. But yes, it is almost the end of this live stream. Do not forget, this is the t-shirt. So if you know anybody who has a birthday and likes cruises, which everyone who goes on a cruise has a birthday, you would think. I think this is a great t-shirt for them. No discount code, just add it to your basket and it will do it. I will be here next week, so I'll be here at the normal time of 5 p.m. UK, 12 p.m. Eastern. And thank you so much, everybody, for all your comments and all of your questions. I really, really appreciate it. It's so nice that you show up. We've got 666 in the live stream. Make of that what you will. Thank you so much, everybody. I will see you soon. Bye.